how do you think the title fight does go down? Obviously, it's coming up with Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. How do you think that plays out?
I think it can be as fast as the Whittaker fight, because people don't prepare well to fight Khamzat. They think it's just about training against wrestlers. It's not about that. So let's see how kind of preparation Dricus is going to do to this fight. But every time that I bet against Dricus, he shut my mouth. So I'm not betting on this fight. Like, I'm not picking anyone, but I think it can be fast as the Whittaker fight. But if he passes the 2 rounds, the fight's going to be a little better for Dricus.
Yeah, I think Dricus do it, you know. But I mean, you know, Khamzat has been showing great stuff, and I just don't think that he'll be able to take him out in the first round or second, and 5 rounds eventually will favor Du Plessis.
I think it's an interesting fight, you know. I think it's fun. I'm excited to see it. I think Chimaev will take him down, you know, but Dricus, I mean, he's crazy, you know, like he just goes, and I like to see him like each round he changes his game, and he's like always adapting during the fight. You know, you can see him like in the first round doing something, and if it's not doing as good, he'll come back the second round and do a completely different style, you know. So I think he can adapt to Chimaev, especially I saw Chimaev with Durinho, and it was a tough fight, but I think Chimaev will end up taking him down and submitting him.
Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. A lot of people are really excited about that one. Does that excite you? How do you think it goes down?
As a spectator, this is like one of the most exciting fights, because you have a guy that's been killing it, and then you have Du Plessis that came out of nowhere, and then like obviously backing the talk that he's been talking. So that's inspiring as well to see that, and his style is just so weird, and like it works. It's like amazing. So yeah, I would love to watch it, and I can't wait. And I think it's gonna be fireworks. I think it's gonna be one of the best fights you're gonna see in a long time.
Chimaev, I think Chimaev, if Chimaev doesn't get it done the first 2 rounds, I think Dricus wins. That's pretty much it. I mean, Chimaev he doesn't know how to pace himself, and that's the problem, man. In the fight game, if you don't, it doesn't always work that way when you fight the best guys in the world, and Dricus is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, just to circle back to the fight between Khamzat and Dricus, how do you break down that fight? What's your prediction?
It's hard to predict something, but I think Dricus is more solid. He can resist the very first rush from Chimaev, gourmet chain, and then we never know after the 3rd round how Chimaev can, you know, if he can sustain his energy after the 3rd round. So I think this is my question.
That's a tough one to call, because Khamzat had such a tough time on short notice with Usman, and he hasn't fought since then. DDP is a big, strong dude. I've doubted him so many times. I feel naive if I were to do it again, because he just keeps proving me wrong. I'm sorry. But Khamzat, he's a trailblazer. Like, what he does to guys is just nothing short of impressive. I like Khamzat to win this fight, but the only question mark I have is his cardio, his endurance to go into those later rounds, those championship rounds. So with that said, I lean towards DDP, but I would like to see Khamzat get the win.
Your opinion on the championship fight that's happening in August, Dricus versus Khamzat. What do you think is going to happen, and who do you think is going to get their hands raised in middleweight?
It's tricky. I think the favourite would have to be Dricus, just because, I think the favourite would have to be Dricus. The only things I can really say with any sort of certainty is that Chimaev will get Dricus to the mat. But if Chimaev doesn't finish Dricus there, I find it hard for him to win. I think the longer the fight goes, Dricus is more favourable. Chimaev has outstanding first-round finishes, but every fight that's gone the distance has been close.
I think it's a great fight. I think it's the 2 best guys in the division right now. Obviously, the champion defending against Khamzat, who's a huge superstar. I'm really excited for it. I'll be tuning in. I can't wait to watch that fight. I think, obviously, Khamzat, if he's able to get him down, I think he will finish him. But I think he has to do it within 2 rounds, maybe 3 rounds max, where I think it kind of leans in DDP's favor. Because we've obviously seen that Khamzat, his style requires so much energy that he does get tired later on. if you can't get the finish, and you can't afford to be tired against a guy like Dricus who's just going to keep coming after you. But yeah, I really don't know who wins that fight, to be honest. It's 50-50.
I think anything under 2 rounds is Chimaev. I think anything over is Dricus. I think it's going to be hard for Chimaev to get him out of there like he has other guys. I think in deep waters, Dricus is going to be something Chimaev's never had before. You know, that guy, say what you want about him. I'm not a fan of him, but I will give him his props. I'll give him his flowers where he deserves, and that dude can make it a fight, and he can dig deeper probably than anyone. He's very good at digging deep, and that's respectable by itself.
Who do you think wins the title fight between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat?
Кто выиграет титул, Khamzat или DDP?
Я даю предпочтение Khamzatу.
I favor Khamzat.
The middleweight title fight, who have you got between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev?
Oh man, that's a tough one. But if I had to pick, if Chimaev takes him down, I think maybe DDP would have a rough night.
Very soon there's going to be a championship fight between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight title. How do you think the fight will play out, and who do you think was going to get his hand raised?
Как я уже говорил ранее, в этом поединке Дрикус в надежных руках, и мы его почтим память о нем 2 секундами молчания.
As I said before, Dricus is in very good, strong hands in this fight, and we will make sure to remember his name with 2 seconds of silence afterwards.
That one's a big one too. It's hard for me to imagine Khamzat like being able to outpace DDP. If Khamzat can take him down, submit him, he'll win. But outside that, I think DDP is just like too awkward, too wild. But he's also not the best grappler, so I don't know. That one's kind of a toss-up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
The title fight is coming up with Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. What do you...
Khamzat's a beast, but DDP is just weird and stubborn. He's got willpower.
And is that a fight that you want back?
See what happens.
It's a very interesting fight. Every time I've picked against Dricus, he's won. He's really good, man. He's just very physical, and Khamzat's a very physical guy too. And it'll be interesting to see who can go out there and implement their physicality. Khamzat's just I've seen him train. I've seen what he's capable of. I do believe it's a winnable fight for him. So I don't know. It's hard to make a pick, you know. So
Chimaev DDP. That fight, I think it obviously comes down to how hard Chimaev comes out first. I think Chimaev is going to be able to take him down. I think DDP is very strong, so he's going to play the don't get subbed very good. And it's just about Chimaev not gassing himself out to get the sub. I do think Khamzat will take him down. I do think Khamzat will sub him. But obviously DDP is one of those guys where he does things people don't think is possible. He beats guys that they thought would beat him. So he's definitely a gamer. He has better cardio. But I think Chimaev, it's going to be too much. We've seen DDP get taken down. Whenever guys did want to wrestle him, Brunson took him down. I think Dern even took him down. I think Chimaev's a different beast than those guys with his wrestling. So he'll take him down early like he does to everybody. And it's all about DDP just playing that game of, all right, just being careful, being smart, not getting subbed, not getting ground pounded, not taking a lot of damage early, and then making it to the later rounds.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think Du Plessis is just like hard to read, so I feel like he can get the win. But like Chimaev has been out for a long time. He probably has some new tricks. He's probably a lot better than last time we saw him. So yeah, we gotta see. But Du Plessis, every time I bet against Du Plessis, he wins. So I'm not doing it anymore.
I think Dricus is the biggest test for Khamzat. You know, I think Dricus is the welterweight Marab for real. You know what I'm saying? Just the way that he moves. Like Marab in a wrestling match probably isn't the greatest wrestler. Merab in a grappling match probably isn't the greatest grappler. Now in an MMA fight, he does everything so doggish. Same with Dricus. He's probably not the best striker in a kickboxing match or a wrestler in a wrestling match, but in an MMA match, he's a dog. So I think this fight will solidify, is Khamzat the guy that we think he is? We don't know. I think he is, you know what I'm saying? But we also don't know. Dricus will test him though. Dricus is a great test for him.
Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, how do you think that one goes down?
That's a great fight. That's a closer fight than people think, so I'm not gonna make a pick for that one, but I like that fight. I'll be tuned in. I'll be tuned in as a fan.
Khamzat Chimaev finally in a championship setting. That is the #1 fight in the sport. Total chaos. I'm trying to not cuss here. I can't imagine a better matchup when they lock the door behind those guys. It's bulletproof matchmaking, and we'll see you guys mid-August in Chicago.